A very good Thursday morning to everyone out there. Landon here with you to bring you your latest weather or not forecast, courtesy of Ohio Valley Insurance. Let's take a look out there, folks. We got plenty more sunshine on the way from what we experienced yesterday. It's all thanks to this area of high pressure building in here out of the north that's pretty much provided us with crystal clear skies throughout the overnight. Now, if you keep eyes down and off to our south and west, we will be watching and monitoring the development of these low pressure systems here out west, and this warm front is going to be lifting to the north and east as we work later into this evening and throughout the overnight. This will be bringing our next rain chances during the morning hours of our Friday, all right? But starting out early this morning, we really don't have too much to worry about given the setup here across the region. Looking over the Sexton Bib Builder Skycam down in Gold City, a beautiful view of the full pink moon that is setting there. I'm going to be back up there again as we work into this evening, but just an immaculate view out there for a beautiful, quiet start here across the Wobbles community. The same can be said overlooking the Beach Street News Skycam off to the north and west from Morgantown. Not a cloud in the sky. Looking out over the region across the current observations, we've got readings anywhere around the low to mid 40s region wide. Those across the northern tier of the region a little bit colder than those down around the Tennessee border. But folks, again today, it's going to be immaculate. Light northwest winds, highs this afternoon right around the lower 70s. It's going to be another great day to get out there, soak up some of that vitamin D before we have those rain chances, make a return back into the fold. Looking here at the latest surface map, folks, we got a severe weather setup across the Great Plains, stretching all the way down to the southern plains and down into Texas as we work throughout today. But for us, we're all going to be quiet out there. We might get in on a little bit of cloud cover during the latter part of this afternoon, but I think the bulk of the cloud cover will hold off until after sunset tonight, with those rain chances following suit. So let's talk about the latest setup, shall we, and give you the full breakdown on exactly what will be unfolding for us. We work throughout today. Light northerly winds, it's going to be quiet. High pressure building in. It's going to keep all this moisture trapped just to the south and west of the Wobbles community. Then as we work throughout the overnight, you can see here as we work into Friday morning, here comes this little blip of some showers, maybe a stray rumble of thunder. Not expecting that though. Light to moderate rain, folks, don't get too excited. This isn't going to be giving us much rainfall at all. But as we continue to progress on into the weekend, after the warm front rises to our north, it's pretty much going to stay there. We got this pinwheeling low that's going to bow off to the north and east, and then a secondary low is going to develop here off to the south and west. This is going to firmly place us in what's known as the warm sector of the system. We're going to be south of the warm front and east of the cold front. With high pressure building in from the west, these two weather makers are still going to be in a battle, trying to keep us dry is what that area of high pressure is trying to do, with this trough trying to bow in here out of the west and bring the cold front through here. Guidance continues to suggest this tightening pressure gradient as a result of these two pressure systems is going to result in extraordinarily strong southerly winds beginning tomorrow after the warm front gets to our north, and then continuing throughout the entirety of the weekend. Now, it looks like for the most part, we will be staying dry throughout our Saturday and Sunday, but those very strong southerly winds will be resulting in a major warm-up across the region. Getting to those rain chances, let's talk about tomorrow morning, because again, folks, it's not expected to be much. Here we are rolling into this evening, right around 9 or 10 p.m. Don't think any of this is going to be making it to the ground. You might get in on a stray sprinkle here or there, but it'll take a little bit for our atmosphere to become saturated. And you can see here as we roll into Friday morning, finally, with the warm front lifting to the north, we have this band of light to moderate rain showers that's going to lift north through the region. The latest short-term model guidance continues to mitigate the instability right along and ahead of this warm front. So we're not expecting much of, if any, lightning bolts or thunder out there to come along with this. Now, it looks like by the time we roll into the early and mid-afternoon hours, the warm front will be firmly located to our north, and then that's going to allow for that deep southerly flow with winds of the magnitude of 25 to 35 plus miles an hour to really send those highs skyrocketing to right around the 80-degree mark by Friday. afternoon. And folks, we can go back here and look at the larger picture. We can take the illustration off of here and look. High pressure just keeps all this activity mitigated well to our west over here across the Great Plains, stretching over into Missouri and Iowa and all the way down through the Longhorn State. It's not going to be until we get into the early days of next week, Monday afternoon and evening in particular, that the trough finally breaks free and jolts off to the north and east with this ridge somewhat being suppressed, that this cold front is going to blast east through the region, bringing likely shower and storm chances along with it. With this weather setup as well on Monday, the instability and shear just isn't being returned on the latest guidance. It's not looking very favorable for any sort of severe weather. We will be keeping close eyes on it, but it looks very quickly that the cold front will get out of here and take us into a period of quieter weather as we roll into Tuesday of next week, with another front potentially approaching on Wednesday. Could possibly fire up some strong thunderstorms here. So we're talking about nearly a week out from today that we could be getting in on some more strong storm chances to come along with that. Again, folks, talking out throughout the weekend, we're going to be looking at an uptick in our wind speeds. Here we are looking at Friday. Here's the warm front lifting north over the region between mid-morning on into lunchtime. Winds of 20 to 30 plus miles an hour. Here we are working through Friday night into Saturday morning, potentially 30 to 40 plus miles an hour. And this continues, as you can see, folks, all the way through the weekend. Here we are looking at Sunday, getting into Sunday afternoon. And then finally, we're going to catch a reprieve after the cold front gets east of the area by Monday evening into Monday night of next week. All right, talking about the severe weather chances, a look across the continental U.S., they have got a pretty major concern for a potential severe weather outbreak just west of our region, stretching from Iowa down to the south and west through Missouri, eastern Kansas and Oklahoma, all the way down into the east side of Texas as well. Folks, if you got any friends or family over in that direction, I want to check in on them and make for sure that they are weather aware. It does look like they will be suffering from a multi-day severe weather event. And again, that'll be lasting as we get into Friday, Saturday, as well as Sunday, and potentially maybe even lingering into the early days of next week. But the good news for us here across the Wobbles community is we are not anticipating any sort of severe weather. Not just that, folks, but talking about on the rainfall scale, models just can't really make up their mind. We're looking at the course of the next week, and model guidance is spitting out 1/4 of an inch of rainfall. I think we will see a little bit more than that. Now, tomorrow morning with the rising warm front across the region on Friday, I don't think we're going to get much out of that. If we're lucky, we might squeeze out 1/10 of an inch or two, but it doesn't look like it'll be anything to shake a stick at. But as we roll into the early days of next week with the passing cold front, that is whenever the more supplemental rainfall should be arriving across the region. Here's a full breakdown of your next 5-day weather forecast. Today, absolutely immaculate and wonderful. Highs right around the 70-degree mark, low humidity, light northerly winds. Get outdoors and enjoy it. If I was to be able to achieve what I want to today, I'll be out on the pickleball courts. As we get into our Friday, hit-miss showers coming through with a passing warm front, and then it's going to be very breezy and warm. Highs near the 80-degree mark, low to mid-80s throughout the entirety of the weekend underneath a mix of sun and cloud cover. Then the passing cold front on Monday, scattered shower and storm chances with the highs near 80. Those will continue to linger throughout our Monday night on into the early part of our Tuesday of next week. Friends, it's going to wrap up your Thursday morning weather night forecast presented by Ohio Valley Insurance. You all take care of yourselves and each other. Have a blessed next, the final day of the work week.